been kind of a tale of, you mentioned before, a tale of two quarters. It was all Broncos first half. The Ravens made a valiant effort to come back into the second half. And but again, John Elway doing his dirty work. 151 left in the half. Look at the total yardage. There's the difference. Denver, a lot of it, able to keep it going, keeping the ball moving, and that's been their advantage.
Those were the Coors Light halftime stats, incidentally. And with Terrell Davis over 100 yards rushing already, 2 touchdowns. John Elway, 2 touchdown passes to Ed McCaffrey. The Broncos show you how much they want to get to 6-1 and maintain their divisional lead over the Kansas City Chiefs, with the Chiefs coming in here next weekend.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is the Chiefs are sitting, as you said, at 5-2 right now. This would give them an opportunity, 6-1, a game up. And here's the matchup. You've got John Elway. You saw him do a beautiful drive there, 16-25, 179 yards. But Vinny Testaverde really doing well, especially in the second quarter, as he put together a very nice drive. And we talked about it. This has to be one of the goals of this Raven team, to keep the ball moving on offense. They can't allow their defense, which is ravaged by injuries, to stay in the field for too long, or John Elway, who can pretty much beat up a healthy defense, will be able to take advantage of that depleted defense of the Ravens.
In case you joined us late, the Baltimore Ravens, bedeviled by a difficult flight out of Baltimore yesterday. They had to put down in Pittsburgh after a fire scare on their plane. There was no fire. Some of the Ravens players didn't want to get on the plane and leave Pittsburgh, and Vice President Ozzie Newsome had to talk 6 or 8 of them back onto the plane. Rookie offensive guard Jonathan Ogden, there in the middle of your picture, missed much of the first half with a strained right knee, his first NFL injury. And to begin the second half, Jason Elam kicks it away for the Broncos. Number 84, Jermaine Lewis, takes it for the Ravens. Across and fumbles. Broncos with a chance to jump into a good possession situation early here in the second half, and their players believe they've got the football.
Well, 2 of the Bronco players were in perfect position to scoop up that ball, but as we've seen so many times, the ball takes funny bounces. It's tough to get a grab onto.
Yeah, you know, that ball isn't round. You probably noticed that because
there's a new one for you.
You used to play in this game.
Yeah, but I rarely touched it. And you can tell by the reaction of the Bronco fans that it did not go their way, and the Ravens are going to maintain possession.
And here's another look at Jermaine Lewis as he comes back. Torrey James was the man who was there and had a chance to get the football, and I think Lewis, number 84, must have wrestled it back away from James.
Or it could have been Ray Etheridge, the new number 85.
Broncos have lost defensive end Dan Williams, so frequently injured in his 4-year career, out for the rest of the game with a bruised arm. Michael Jackson makes the catch on first down, working against the rookie Torrey James. Not an arm, it was a right knee for Dan Williams, so he'll miss the rest of the game at defensive end for the Broncos. And Testaverde throws complete to Jackson for a first down on the first scrimmage play of the second half for Baltimore.
Well, Ted Marchibroda has been around this game long enough to know how to deal with players. Granted, they had a bad showing that in a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, but obviously able to get Vinny Testaverde, who has been around, has matured, and a lot of people are all saying the same thing about Vinny. He has matured tremendously. Those great plays in the pocket.
Long throw downfield from Testaverde to Derek Alexander, complete. Great throw, great catch by Alexander, working against the shorter Lionel Washington, and just like that, the Ravens are in business at the Broncos 25.
Well, I mean, this is simple. It's a pocket pass. He drops back, not even a long drop back, 5 steps, and Derek Alexander, just a 9 route, straight a go down the field, working up against Lionel Washington in his 14th year, and you got to give it to the young guy sometimes.
And the Ravens come out in the second half going without a huddle. Perhaps with a series of scripted plays, momentum temporarily halted here.
I'm trying to see. I don't think Jonathan Ogden is back.
No, Ogden's still on the sideline. It's Jeff Blackshear at left guard replacing him. Blackshear, after that first difficult play, has done a reasonable job. Screen here. Biner gets past the first tackler. And a gain of about 10 down close to the 15-yard line. Torrey James, number 20, the rookie corner out of Louisiana State, makes the stop for Denver.
I tell you, a good reaction by Vinny Testaverde. On a screen pass, the offensive line is supposed to allow the defenders to get penetration, to start coming on the quarterback. to kind of suck them away from the line of scrimmage so the receiver has a chance to catch it. But you got to impede them at least a little bit. Those guys came through almost untouched.
Finer on second down has the football down to about the 11. Atwater makes the stop. First down, Ravens, and they have come out roaring to begin the second half.
And we brought this up in the first half. Their ability in the red zone. They are topped in the AFC in red zone, turning the 20-yard line into touchdown.
13 out of 19 coming in, 14 out of 21 after their first half experiences. Testaverde looking for the touchdown here, throws behind Eric Green, number 86, the tight end.
Oh, and he is mad. Eric Green is, as Ted Marchibroda is. Bill Romanowski was all over Eric Green's back. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times
that's a lot of back, too.
That's a lot of back. But it ain't 300. He told me that.
That's right. The relatively dainty Eric Green letting us know that he's never weighed 300. On second down, Testaverde again throws behind Eric Green. Atwater this time on the cover.
And that was just, I think that was just anticipation on Vinny Testaverde. A lot of times with the tight end just going out, he's going to do that quick turn inside, or he'll turn outside, depending on where a lot of times depending on where the defender is reacting to him.
They got to get to know each other. It's the first time they played together.
Exactly. That time, Green made the break to the inside. Vinny, anticipating that the defender was inside, threw it outside. No connection.
3rd and 10 at the 11. Testaverde in the end zone. Floyd Turner. And it is a touchdown for the Ravens. Clutch TD that will keep Baltimore in the game to begin this second half. And now it looks to me like Ted Marchibroda might want to go for two. No, here comes Stover.
Now he was standing there, he had the one finger up in the air.
Okay.
He's going, let's just get the points right now. And here it is. It's just quick throw, 3-step drop, a little time.
73 yards in 7 plays to begin the second half for the Ravens. Matt Stover will now kick the football away. On Hebron again for the Broncos. When last Hebron returned the kickoff, he fumbled it away, and it was recovered by one of his teammates after a struggle on the ground. So the Broncos held on to a football fumbled by their kickoff returner and then went the distance in 1:51 to get a touchdown. The Ravens begin the second half holding on to a football or a kickoff fumbled by their kickoff returner, and they go down the field and score as well. Good game, 28-20 Denver.
So the lesson we learn is?
I don't know. When you fumble, you best recover it yourself. That's pretty much the lesson, I'd say. Aaron Craver and Terrell Davis behind John Elway. Now Shannon Sharp moves from right to left. And Anthony Miller goes in motion as Elway and company begin the second half. The throw down the middle of the field, and Miller is dropped. Miller without a reception so far today. Caught 2 in the first half, but couldn't get his feet down in bounds either time, and either one of them could have been a touchdown.
And both of them were beautiful catches, too, so not indicative of what we just saw here. Hey, and anybody who's just kind of joining us late, too, as we see Miller coming here in motion, remember, this Raven team is working in a 3-4 defense, something that is brand new. To see Miller right there. I mean, we talked about Shannon Sharp before, being able to find zones, find open spots. He found a nice gap there behind the linebackers, which are adjusting to new zone reads in this 3-4 defense.
Down 10. Elway flips to Craver, and Craver finds a nice seam across the 30 to about the 32. Pickup of 9. It will be 3rd down and a yard. Ray Lewis made the stop from inside linebacker for the Ravens. The Ravens lost Pro Bowl defensive end Rob Burnett and tackled Dan Footman to injury a week ago against Indianapolis. Came in here with only 5 healthy defensive linemen, thus the switch from the 4-3 to the 3-4.
And they also said that this last week they had so many calls from defensive linemen around the country not playing. I was one of the few who didn't call.
And you were one of the few they would actually have liked to have suited up. 3rd down and a yard. Terrell Davis trying to stretch and move forward to get the chain going for the Broncos. Devon Moore with a good head-up tackle from strong safety, and Vashon Adams, the free safety, there to help him. I think we're going to have a measurement situation.
Where it looked like he was stopped. It looked like he made it. They didn't mark it very well, but they still marked it enough for him to get the first down.
No measurements. First down, Broncos.
You know, and as well as John Elway has done, you got to remember, too, one of the things that this defense, this Raven defense is adjusting to is how to play the run. what has been happening in the first half, we saw Terrell Davis cutting back to the weak side, and the linebackers not being there to fill in and shut him down on the line of scrimmage.
Davis again. Forward progress to about the 39. Ray Lewis making the latest of his many stops on defense today. Gain of 5. It'll be second down 5.
And this Braven defense playing pretty well against the run at the point of attack. When you look at a situation here with a pitch or a sweep, they're pretty good at pursuing. They know that these linebackers they like because they are quick, they pursue, they're aggressive. But as we said before, the technique.
Tackle in motion behind Elway on second down. Give once again to Davis, and this time Davis is met and dropped by number 50, Keith Goganius. It'll be third down, about 3 yards to go for the first down. First chance, Bob, that we've had to say the word Ravens for close to 3 hours. How do you like it so far?
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm dealing with it. I can say
catchy.
Ravens. I can say it over and over and over.
It's kind of catchy. Although I think my family and friends back in Cleveland are probably calling me a traitor at this point.
A turncoat. Cleveland, city of light, city of magic. Third down. A short 4, a long 3. And Elway is dropped. And Anthony Miller is still without a reception today.
And I'll tell you what, the Ravens got so lucky on that one. Antonio Langham was on it. Watch him right here. Langham anticipates him going to the inside, and Miller just makes that cut, bites into the grass, cuts it to the outside. Antonio Langham, like I said, trying to get that read, trying to get that feel. Basically had the wrong book, read the whole thing wrong, and got very lucky that Miller dropped that ball.
Tom Ruin's second punt of the day. Jermaine Lewis waiting at his 15. Gets it at about the 12. Nice team in the middle. Lewis picks his way out to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down by Darius Johnson. The Ravens, with momentum on offense, will take the football back. 9:44 to go in the third. Look at Don Strock is doing a whale. Of course, Mark Broda knows a thing or two about coaching quarterbacks himself. On first down, and Testaverde has handled the crowd noise well also. Penalty flags flying. Testaverde throws complete to Michael Jackson, 201st catch of Jackson's career. Braxton made the tackle and looked like a freak. This is one of those players who changed his last name midway through his career and then changed it back. Testaverde flipping downfield, excellent throw, caught by Floyd Turner. Washington on the coverage, flags down again.
Well, we've got a flag back on the linebackers, also one in on Vitti. Testaverde right now, they're looking at in the backfield, number 91, Alfred Williams, got a shot on Testaverde as he got the ball off, and as you know, Gene Washington and the boys over at the NFL very careful on protecting quarterbacks.
Len Petrez of the Broncos was fined $7,500 after the Chargers game 2 weeks ago for a hit on Stan Humphries.
Number 91, defense. That penalty is declined.
So they'll keep the catch by Turner.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, hit at the quarterback at the knees. Number 91, 15 yards, back on the end of the play, first down.
2 penalties
on one play. Yeah.
Yeah, see, now one of the others, we talk about taking the shots at the head on the quarterback. That is something that's a no-no. If the hand or anything contacts the quarterback's head, they're going to call it. This year, any kind of shot that goes to the quarterback's knee is also going to be something that is going to be called. And there you saw a hit that was much later than it should have been, and also at the knee.
On first down from the Broncos 37, Bam Morris, with his longest run of the 1996 season, seeing action for the first time today, as is Ravens tight end Derek Green, and that time a gain of 12. For Bam takes it inside the 25, and the Ravens are looking to get back into the red zone one more time.
And we've seen Bam run that way before, too. He just kind of bides his time. You see he had his hand on the back of his lineman as he pulled around, just kind of biding his time, looking for the opening.
Testaverde throws complete to Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens! Rookie corner Torrey James could not handle the rangy Michael Jackson in the open field. Time in that goal line situation, Testaverde was trying to get the ball to Eric Green, and if there's one thing that's clear so far, it is that they need a little work before they'll understand each other. behind all day after falling down early, 14-0 to the Broncos. Have gotten back within 2 at 28-26. Stover's kickoff. Hebron at the 5. Oh, and another drop.
Again.
Vaughn Hebron having the dickens of a time holding on to the football today. Steve Gogenius downfield to make yet another special teams tackle. So the Broncos get it back after the Ravens went 72 yards in 3 plays, converting on the 24-yard touchdown, or 25-yard touchdown pass from Testaverde to Jackson, and the Ravens cannot afford to lose a linebacker as Gogenius is down.
Well, you know, he has been very involved in all the special teams, and you got to wonder if right now, as that Raven defense sits, that you can risk, even though he's
on the field, number 54, as Gogenius goes off, and the Ravens are scraping the bottom of the barrel defensively, but hanging in because of Testaverde and their gutty offense. Donnie Brady makes the stop, as Stevan Moore was also there. Crowd didn't like the enthusiasm they showed on the tackle. Terrell Davis with a gain of about 5 on first down.
We talked about Shannon Sharp as a catcher. Look at him blocking right there. Boy, nice job of just delaying the linebacker long enough, and there, without a doubt.
You know what we haven't mentioned?
Moore a little bit late.
We haven't mentioned that Shannon Sharp is a free agent at the end of this year.
I don't think you want the Broncos want you to mention that.
Well, they're going to do their best, obviously, to sign him, and he definitely wants to stay here, but this will take a little coin. Call it a gain of 6 on first down for Davis. On 2nd and 4, he's met and dropped short of first down yardage. And Antonio Langham reacted up quickly from corner to seal that one off and leave the Broncos with a 3rd down situation.
Well, you know, the Shannon Sharp situation, it is going to take some money. It is definitely going to take some cash to keep him here. But you know what? It kind of goes both ways. I think Shannon, on the other hand, knows that there's probably not another offense out there that is going to utilize him as well as this Bronco offense and John Elway do. So he has a vested interest also.
I think you're right. 3rd down and a yard. Broncos want to keep the football and keep it away from the Ravens' hot offense. Terrell Davis with another burst. Across the 45 to the 46-yard line, Stevan Moore finally makes the tackle. And Davis, who was well over 100 yards in the first half, is off to another good start in quarter number 3.
Well, the last couple runs have been to the outside. Great pursuit by the Ravens. This time, Terrell Davis cuts it back up inside, and Shannon Sharp one more time. Boy, you know, we talk about him as a receiver. Watch him there, number 84, right to the right side of your screen, working up against Gerald Williams. Look at this.
Oh, that's good.
Just driving him. Oh, and he gets the pancake.
Oh, is that good? This is some player, Shannon Sharp, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure, he might have been holding the jersey a little bit, but all-star level.
Davis averaging 10 yards a carry, 15 for 152. This time complete to Rod Smith. And Smith, seeing his first action of the season, coming back from the broken clavicle, has a very satisfying catch and run into Raven territory.
And this, I'll tell you what, the Ravens defense, I believe it was number 25, Deron Jenkins, who gets the first shot at Smith going down the sidelines. You're going to see him here and have an opportunity to knock him out, and he misses. He just whiffs on him, and right there, giving the Broncos another 10, 15 yards.
Great footwork by Smith, saving tackle by Langham and Stevan Moore. Deron Jenkins goes to the sideline. Broncos on first down, give to Terrell Davis, and this time Stevan Moore is there, along with Keith Gogenius, who's back on the field.
Yeah, Stevan Moore, boy, this guy, Gogenius back in the field, and now he's going to kind of wander off. Maybe he's not 100% just yet. But, you know, when you look at some of the guys that are making the hits, we talked about the change in defense. We talked about how the linebackers are going to have to attack. But we also mentioned that the safeties are going to have to come up and be very involved in the play. And what better guy than Stevan Moore, who we have watched game after game. He's a guy that loves to get up and get into the mix.
Gain of a yard on first down, 2nd down 9. Davis alone set back behind Elway. Elway under pressure, fires in the flat, complete to Dwayne Carswell. A rare catch for the normally blocking-oriented tight end, and Stevan Moore says, if you want to make that catch, Dwayne, you will have to pay.
And boy, you know, we talked before about how a lot of these defensive backs are trying to, I don't know if they're trying to make a name for themselves by throwing their bodies and making big hits, but they're not sticking to fundamentals. They're not wrapping the arms. They're not making the tackles, but not Stevan Moore. You saw him that time, man. He hit, not only did he stone him, but he wrapped the arms and he dropped a man much bigger than him, 6'3", 261 pounds.
Always been one of the hardest hitting safeties in the league. Would probably get more pubs if he didn't play next to Eric Turner. Elway on third down, fires down the middle, complete, inside the 5. Big catch by Mike Gerard, and the officials rule no catch. Gerard was certain that he had it. Brady and Moore were there. Jason Elam will come on.
Boy, it was talk about threading a needle. Brady and Moore both converging. Watch, right over the middle. They're converging. John throws that ball right away from Brady, and it looks like, you know what? I might have to agree with you there.
Tough call against the Broncos there. But Jason Elam comes on for a relatively rare field goal try. You can see he's only had 8 attempts all year. Any misses? No, he gets it through. Thought it might have been wide, but alas, it is down the middle for Jason Elam and stretches the Denver lead with 5:02 to go in the third. To give you goosebumps as Jason Elam pounds the kickoff, and Jermaine Lewis grabs it at the goal line. Lewis across the 20, almost to the 25, and the red-hot Raven offense, which on its last 2 extended possessions has gotten touchdown passes from Vinny Testaverde, will come back onto the field. Elway with a jacket on, and the snow is beginning to fall in Denver.
Now, the one thing we're looking at, when we watched the Ravens their last couple of series, they've been going no huddle. Now,
that's snow, incidentally, Bob. Keep going.
Because it's floating nicely. They have gone no huddle. The way that their drives have been going, that shouldn't be a problem for them. I mean, they haven't been long, extended drives. But I think it would behoove them and Vinny Testaverde to be aware, if these drives become long, tedious drives, to look out and make sure that his offensive linemen are all there with him.
On first down, Testaverde throws complete to Alexander. Alexander having a big game and has his 5th catch before being belted there by Randy Hilliard. Hilliard, who was benched in the first half in favor of Torrey James, is now back in the game after Jackson torched Torrey James for the last touchdown.
Well, Hilliard didn't get torched, but Hilliard kept missing tackles.
Yep.
So they put Torrey James in. He gets torched, then they had to go, let's see, torched, he's for touchdown, what's worse?
Yeah. We'll take the lesser of 2 evils for the moment. Down the middle, Testaverde complete again. Bill Romanowski makes a blistering hit on Floyd Turner, but Turner holds on at the 40.
Boy, Floyd caught that down on one knee and tried to get up, and Romanowski was right there just to flatten him.
5th catch for Turner. 7-yard gain for the Ravens. 2nd down, 3, operating no huddle at the 40. Give us to Biner. Biner's got a little seam, and now it closes as Romanowski is once again there to show his brilliant prowess against the running game.
And you know what? And we keep mentioning Romanowski's name, and there was
only because he makes all these tackles.
Exactly. National publication, Sports Illustrated, mentions that perhaps the 2 best free agent acquisitions during this offseason. Romanowski, look at the perfect position there. He does no pursuit, plays it right there. Romanowski and Alfred Williams.
Both of whom have had their moments today. 3rd down, 2. Crowd tries to disturb the Raven no huddle. Testaverde communicates the play. Play clock running down. Complete. First down for Jackson. He gets away from the corner and into Denver territory at the 46. Tyrone Braxton makes the stop. Atwater is there, and Aldridge is there, and I guess it was Braxton from whom he got away after he made the catch.
Yeah, he was working up there against Lionel Washington. Just sets up, and I don't know. I mean, Lionel Washington's been around this game a long time. He knows how much yardage he needs for the first down. You can't give him 7 yards of cushion.
And we saw that Jackson lost the ball at the end of that, but he had already been ruled down. Ray Crockett blitzing there. Crockett already with 3 sacks on the air, and Testaverde just unloaded the ball.
Oh, look at him. You see Testaverde, he's sitting there signaling, going, okay, just calm down. I know we're going no huddle, but just don't get overwhelmed. Just concentrate. Focus on what you need to do.
He is showing so many attributes today which have not been regarded as part of his dossier in the past. On 2nd down, this time, Testaverde, perhaps a little winded, throws short of Alexander.
And this is what I talked about at the beginning of this drive. Maybe he's got to be aware, not just of what of his offensive linemen are winded or not winded, have enough oxygen to continue, but also him. Because as fatigue comes, so does your strength. not just in being able to run, but also in arm strength and being able to throw and to get the ball where it needs to be as fast as it needs to get there.
So it's 3rd down 10 at the 47. They're still going no huddle. Crowd wants a stoppage here, and the Ravens call a timeout. Well-placed timeout by Marchibroda. It's 31-26 Denver in a terrific game. 2:40 to go in the 3rd. We'll be back. The snow has begun in Denver. Started falling just about 8 to 10 minutes ago, as you saw.
There's Michael Dean Perry, who just had a key hit on Vinny Testaverde, putting a lot of pressure on Ted Marchibroda. Wisely, as you mentioned, Jim, taking the timeout. 3rd down, regroup a little bit. Let's get this right.
Relatively even game. Broncos with 386 total yards now. The Ravens have reached 300. They both have 17 first downs. Both quarterbacks have had some huge moments. Both running backs have performed well. Davis with that spectacular 71-yard touchdown run in the first half. That now stands as the difference in the ball game. 3rd down 10. And Michael Dean Perry, who often tries to guess the snap count, maybe just a little early that time.
Now, you can tell by his reaction that the call was against him. You know, he crowds that line so much.
Encroachment, number 95. Defense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Well, he tries to guess the snap count.
Yeah.
So does Neil Smith. So does Bruce Smith. A lot of the great ones do.
Now, you see Michael Dean right there, and I think what Michael Dean might have been complaining about, Vinny was moving a little bit as he was making the cadence, and a guy like Michael Dean will key anything. The movement of a foot, an ankle, a twitch of a leg.
It makes 3rd and 10 into 3rd and 5, and that could be significant here. Testaverde with plenty of room to get the first down. Inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. And in San Francisco. Stick with us, we'll keep you posted. Biner slips outside and has a gain of about 8. Steve Atwater makes the stop for Denver, and the Ravens are threatening to take the lead in the football game. Who would have dreamed that when it was 14-0 early?
And I don't think anybody. Boy, it totally looked like it was going Denver's way. And if my eyes are not deceiving me, boy, Turner, number 87,
what a kind of a game. Biner slips inside the 20 to about the 19. Romanowski makes the stop for the Broncos. The chain is right at the 19-yard line, so the spot becomes interesting.
It looks like where they have it marked, it looks like it is going to, it's going to call for a measurement, or not.
Looks like they already believe that the Ravens have it.
For a defense, whoever has the momentum, it bothers you to have a stoppage like that.
On 1st down, Testaverde fires in the flat, complete to Floyd Turner. Tyrone Braxton all over Turner's back, but after he makes the catch for about 6 yards.
Yeah, Turner had the position. He was wide open. Braxton closed very, very quickly. Did a nice job at closure. But as we've seen all day long, Vinny Testaverde's throws, for the most part, have been very, very accurate.
Turner, who was one of Marchibroda's receivers in Indianapolis last year, has been a part of these comebacks before. 2nd down. Almost caught by Alexander, almost intercepted by Hilliard. Ultimately, it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Hilliard is as much problem as he had early in the game. He had good position. Watch him get inside position on Derek Alexander, and he times perfectly getting up there, and he actually makes the play on the ball, almost able to get the interception.
3rd down. From the 9-yard line. They need to get it to the 4-yard line for a 1st down. Testaverde in zone. Caught. Touchdown.
Oh.
Ravens lead. There, Green over the middle. This time he's going to run, and Testaverde gets the...
With the emergency landing, emotionally had to shake that team up.
Kick is a little bit short. Taken by Rod Smith. And Smith, with his wide receiver speed, gets across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Antonio Langham made the stop for the Ravens.
All right, well, we've been talking about Vinny Testaverde. Now comes the master, John Elway. We've seen him do it so many times, plenty of time. He is so good at just taking an offense and not letting anything affect him.
And he'll be looking for, unless they score here in the last 28 seconds or 16 seconds, I should say, the 3rd quarter, he'll be looking for the 38th fourth quarter comeback of his career. but the fourth quarter has not been kind to Elway this year. Craver in motion, Elway under pressure, slips it to the ground. Anthony Miller, the intended receiver. Mike Kroll on a blitz was the man who was getting to John.
Mike Kroll, who played here.
Yep, former first-round draft choice of the Broncos.
Left wide open, right in John's face.
And an extra push.
Little shove there at the end. At the left tap. They know each other.
Kroll, who was joined by family members when he arrived last night after the harrowing plane flight, to which Bob referred. Remember, they left Baltimore on the charter and put down in Pittsburgh because of a light in the cockpit that said there was a fire in the landing gear. No such fire. Reverse to Miller. And Miller has good yardage across the 50 and into Ravens territory. Elway with a block out in front of Anthony Miller on the play.
What a block on Donnie Brady. And this is not the first time that John Elway's ever done this. He always blocks. Watch out here. You're going to see the right side of your screen. Elway right there at the bottom. Nice block.
Oh! We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. Early to come back in the second half with a brilliant third quarter to take the lead over the Broncos. Fourth quarter begins, third down 3. Football at the 50. Terrell Davis looking for first down yardage. And as he falls to the ground, he's looking at where the chain is along the sideline. Keith Goganius, who was injured early in the third quarter, is back on the field to make the stop for the Ravens there. And this will be close.
They are going to bring it out, and it looks like they're definitely going to check it with the chain. But right now, they're indicating first down.
They are. Martin Broda doesn't like that.
Not at all. Well, Denver did it before. Asked them to come out and verify that for. I think maybe Ted Martin-Broda should do that now.
Right. They get the first down, so it's first down 10 from the 47. Elway hustles the Broncos out of the huddle. Boy, did the Ravens have that one read right. They were in an 8-man front, and they smothered Terrell Davis at the line of scrimmage. Mike Kroll and James Jones with the stop.
Well, James Jones did a beautiful job. You're talking about a guy reading it. He's a guy that played in Cleveland, went to Denver with Michael Dean Perry, now has gone back and signed with the now Baltimore Ravens, but playing nose tackle, big stud inside. Beautiful job of playing down the line and making the play in the run game.
So what you're saying is that he's back with his former team.
Playing against his former team.
That's right. He's back with his former team playing against his former team. Brilliantly done. Fabulous, Bobby. Second down 8. McCaffrey in motion behind Elway. He's got 2 touchdown catches today. Elway. Sharp. Out of bounds inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. 7th catch of the game for Sharp, who did not have one in the third quarter. And they're back. The Elway to Sharp combination.
And you know what? We've watched Shannon Sharp work these linebackers and beat them one-on-one. This time he works up again. Stephon Moore. And you think he's too big to outrun a DB?
No. Now, it's hard to figure what kind of player can guard him. You've got to over and under. That's exactly right. You've just got to double team him over and under. You've got no chance. Davis and Craver behind Elway on first down to give us to Davis, and he fights inside the 10 to the 8. Stephon Moore and Donnie Brady working as hard as possible to keep Terrell Davis out of the end zone. What a runner the second-year star out of Georgia has become.
He really has. Good blocking up front. He does a nice job, just a little bit of a cutback, bends back against the grain, but just runs over number 43, Vashawn Adams, who has a shot at him initially, bounced off of that, keeps his legs going. Obviously, Terrell Davis feels pretty good today.
9-yard gain on first down, 2nd and 1 at the 9. Give it to Craver. Craver is net and dropped by number 94, Mike Frederick. First call Frederick's gotten all day, but it's tough to work in that 3-4 defense as a down lineman if you're used to playing 4-3.
Exactly, because in the 4-3, there's 4 guys down and 5 off kind of extra yardage.
Third down and a yard with the football at the 8. They give it to Terrell Davis and complete under tacklers down to about the 8. Maybe as far as the 7, and it looks to me as though he's gotten that first down, Bob.
Well, it's hard to tell where they're marking from here, but he was able to get underneath the tacklers.
James Jones, number 97, with the tackle Other Ravens there as well, hoping to push Davis back away from the chain.
I'll tell you what happens now, too. If you know you're close to it, as a defensive guy, you're kind of leaning against him. You're pushing against it, going, don't you move that ball forward. I didn't mean to visually do that to you.
No, I like that. Really, I like that. I mean, it's too bad our audience didn't get a chance to see you leaning against me, as though I could have advanced the ball. Short. And Shanahan says go. A field goal would tie the game at 34. But with 11:46 to go and the way his offense has been moving, with a back like Terrell Davis back there, going against the depleted defensive line and linebacking core of the Ravens.
Now look also, listen to John Elway's cadence here. He may try and pull them off. If not the fade into the corner, he may try and pull them off.
Sharp is lined up as a tight end to the left. McCaffrey and Chamberlain are wide to the right. Elway dives forward and has the first down. James Jones again with the tackle, but at 6'3", 215 pounds, over his 14-year career in the NFL, John Elway has done this countless times.
Exactly. No hesitation at all. He took, sometimes you see these quarterbacks take the snap and then wait, look for the thing to develop. Not here. He knew exactly where he was going. Down there, lining up behind Mark Sklareth, number 69.
And Gary Zimmerman, number 65, on the left side. That's where he wanted to go.
That's exactly right.
So it's first and goal. As you see the numbers on this drive. And Elway throws the fade to McCaffrey. First touchdown of the day for the former Stanford receiver. McCaffrey beating Donnie Brady in the corner of the end zone, but at 6 feet 5 inches tall, 215 pounds, McCaffrey is going to be awfully tough to handle, even for the league's strongest corners in that situation.
And Brady being a little bit taller still didn't help. Beautiful throw by Elway, leaving up there just high enough for McCaffrey to make the snag.
So the Broncos answer back. 10:57 to go in the game. Denver goes back on top, 38-34. We'll see what Testaverde has next. 10:57 to go. Broncos have scored in every quarter. The third quarter was their slow period as they were outscored 21-3, but they come roaring back with the touchdown in the fourth that gains the lead for them. Jason Elam is ready to kick it away. Jermaine Lewis, number 84. Dropped at the 23-yard line. And on comes Vinny Testaverde, who has already thrown 4 touchdown passes in the most productive day of his career in that category.
Look at that, 4 touchdowns already. And if anybody doubted the fact that this offense could get a drive going and keep it going, well, then I think everybody has underestimated Vinny Testaverde.
They marked Lewis's forward progress at the 24. That's where the Ravens will start. Denver crowd rises to try to aid the Bronco defense. Alexander and Jackson, 2 formidable wideouts. There's Eric Green. Good open field tackle by number 21, Randy Hilliard, who will field that one tomorrow.
Well, Randy Hilliard made a good open field tackle if Eric Green doesn't pick his feet up. If Eric Green steps over the top of him, then Randy Hilliard looks kind of like foolish.
Yeah.
But then again, kind of like sneezing, like keeping your eyes open when you sneeze. You can't keep your eyes open when you're tackling Eric Green either.
It's all okay if the guy goes down, Bob. Biner on second down, looking for a first down, gets across the 35 to the 36. That's good enough. And the Ravens continue to operate with first down, coming out of the no-huddle offense again. They've been no-huddled all the way through the third quarter. Oh, beautiful block. Alexander across midfield all the way to the 47 before Atwater makes the stop. Eric Green, remember, it is one of the mainstays for the Ravens offense. But now it's a brand new center in the game. And let's see how Testaverde handles this first exchange.
Let's watch the exchange, exactly.
Right guard bolted a little bit quickly. I think Wally Williams has drawn a flag.
Did you see Newhart when he came out there? He was just jumping up and down like a little kid.
He was as excited as he could be.
Off start. Number 63 offense. Moving fire to the snap. 5 yards. First down.
You were right. It was Wally Williams. Well, you know, this Raven team has so much going against it from coming into this game. You can't shoot yourself in the foot, especially now.
First down 15. Complete to Jackson. As the first tackler inside the 40 to about the 39. Romanowski and Washington finally making the stop. 6th catch of the game for Michael Jackson. 2 of them were for touchdowns. And the Ravens are within 3 yards of a first down.
And boy, it looks like he's got some acceleration. He gets that ball, he finds an open spot, and he just runs with it. He is something else.
Loose jointed at 6'4" and 195. On 3rd and 3, it was only 2nd and 3 because of the penalty. 2nd and 3, Testaverde was looking to go deep downfield to Derek Alexander. Alexander extended the route, and Testaverde threw it a little bit shorter.
Not even close on that one.
Yeah. Still no huddle on 3rd and 3. Denver blitzing everybody. Testaverde goes down. Jump Gathers, number 79. And Steve Atwater there as well. 2nd time today they've sacked Testaverde, and this one comes in an extremely critical moment. Romanowski, number 53, also a part of it.
Watch Romanowski right up the middle. There's a blitz. You see Atwater on the right. Romanowski right up the middle, unblocked, is the one that finally gets a shot on Vinny Testaverde, and Vinny had nowhere to go, had nowhere to throw it, just as they say, ate it.
Pass rush, the Broncos' new area of proficiency this year, led the league in sacks coming into today. That only the 2nd one, but it couldn't have come at a better moment. And the punt by Montgomery is down inside the 10-yard line by Kinchin. It'll be Denver ball when we come back. Bill Romanowski brings 2 Super Bowl rings and 3 other appearances in conference championship games to the Broncos as a free agent. Obviously, one thing they're looking for is the big play winning influence, and he showed it there.
Without a doubt. And, and he's not even so much known as a pass rusher. I mean, the guy can play the run, and he covers like a banshee. But that time he comes in unblocked, makes a nice play, and not only has he been performing and executing, but he has definitely brought the leadership that this team needed.
Speaking of leadership, what a job today by Vinny Testaverde. 4 touchdown passes to bring his team back in a game in which they appeared hopelessly overmatched early. On 1st down, Elway looking deep to McCaffrey, and McCaffrey was open for a moment, but the ball hung just a little bit. Isaac Booth, who's been burned all too frequently in his career with this franchise, made the big play.
Well, I'll tell you what, if John had laid that out there a little bit more, like you said, it is gone.
TD. Yeah.
Booth here, he gets turned around. This is out and go. Booth bites hard trying to get out to the flat with him. Just doesn't have the speed to keep up, but closes as the ball is a little underthrown. Closes nicely and makes a play on the ball.
And the crowd wanted interference because of face guarding. As you could see, Booth was too badly beaten to even look back for the ball, but his timing was lucky, and it's 2nd down 10. Denver making some interesting play calling choices here. And Craver makes the catch, but is ripped in the open field by Booth.
Well, I'll tell you what, it certainly got his adrenaline going that last play. You know, something like that will definitely get the blood flowing a little bit more. And a nice play, nice reaction, and a nice tackle. Hey, you know, and right here, John has got to, he's just got to go for the first down. I mean, you got to try to get the ball moving safely, without a doubt. You don't try for the big one. You go to Shannon Sharp.
Well, the draw play won't work because the defense will be looking for that. Screens in this area are exceedingly dangerous. And then from there,
you go to Shannon Sharp.
I think that's right. Out of the gun, down the middle to Sharp. First down, across the 25 to the 26. Stevan Moore with the tackle. 8th catch of the day for Sharp, and fabulous Bobby G will make an excellent offensive coordinator someday.
I didn't say that too loud, did I? Yeah, he was pretty much unimpeded, not even bothered. You know, as a defensive end or a linebacker working on a tight end, before you rush, if you're on a tight end, you need to hit him.
How can you let him come free off the line like that?
Not especially not a guy like that. You got to bump him. You got to knock him off his route, make it difficult. Nothing broke the timing between him and Elway that time, and that's the result of the first down.
So a huge play by the brilliant Shannon Sharp in conjunction with Elway. And another big catch in the open field, and Anthony Miller finally has his first grab of the day, and the Broncos are out to the 45.
Well, Ed McCaffrey set out on the right side. He started down the right sideline and then drifted towards the middle. Watch, you're going to see it's going to be on the right side of your screen. McCaffrey will start drifting towards the middle, draws the defender with him, draws the defenders in, and then Miller, boom, out in the flat, right there to make the play. No defenders to make the play on him.
Elway's already in position to get credit for the 38th fourth-quarter comeback of his career if the Broncos can hold on to this lead. Now he's trying to add an insurance touchdown. See the time remaining, 6 minutes. Give it to Davis. The Ravens were looking for that. Davis falls forward for a gain of a couple.
Well, the Ravens have certainly adjusted enough to be able to play the run pretty well. More so than we saw in the first half anyway.
Ray Lewis and Mike Frederick. Davis closing in on his all-time career high in rushing. Best ever coming into today was 176 yards. Right now he's got 170. In case you missed the first half, among those 170 yards, a 71-yard touchdown run for Terrell Davis, the longest of his still developing career. Graver and Davis behind Elway, second down play fake. Plenty of time for John and Shannon Sharp to do it again. And Sharp is inside the 20 to the 18 before Bashan Adams can bring him down. Am I great? Yes, you're great.
Amazing.
Headed for free agency at the end of this year and soon to be the highest paid tight end in football because of this.
Just dragging across the middle. Where's the coverage? I mean, you look at this team, you look at your immediate threat, you look at the go-to guy. Has Anthony Miller been making the big catch today? Not really. McCaffrey in the end zone, yeah. But Shannon Sharp is a guy that's been killing you, and we sat there with a wide shot, nobody near him to make the play.
On first down, Terrell Davis gets outside, cuts back, and is inside the 10 to about the 6. Anthony Miller with a big block out in front.
I'll tell you what, when things get going, everybody wants to contribute. Even Anthony Miller, a guy who wants to catch the ball. Watch him coming out here on the right side of your screen. You're going to see number 83 right there up against Antonio Langham. Driving him, throws him, and then goes back for more.
Yeah, looking for him again, as if to say, I didn't get enough of you, Antonio. I need more. Now, I want you again. Too late. Bashan Adams with the tackle. First and goal at the 6. Davis to the 4. Ray Lewis with the stop. And what you might be seeing here is the wilting of the Ravens defense, which hung in as bravely as possible for as long as possible.
And you know what, as good as they felt about what they did today, in the back of your mind, and I'll tell you what, people can call me a liar and say I'm wrong, but in the back of your mind, a professional football player who knows John Elway's reputation, in the back of your mind, somewhere in the subconscious, still thinking, damn, that's John Elway.
So you're saying there's a mystique there, Bob?
There's a mystique there.
Such originality. On second down, Davis inside. Don't mean to rip you, big guy. I'm going to whack you. Davis to the 3. Don't whack me unless they put us on camera, okay?
Okay.
It's meaningless if you do it off camera. This will make it third down goal. Ray Lewis again, and heaven only knows how many tackles the rookie out of Miami has today, and Terrell Davis is not getting up quickly. And neither is Aaron Craver. And if both Davis and Craver were to go out and take a rest, then that would leave Reggie Rivers and Vaughn Hebron as the only potential setbacks for the Broncos. Shannon Sharp has every reason to be tired. Sharp on the day, 9 catches for 101 yards. Nope, 161 yards. So he had 13 for 153 2 weeks ago. Then the bye week. Now 9 for 161. He's 22 catches for 314 yards in the last 2 games.
As a defensive coach, do you think you look at those numbers?
We'll be back. They oughta. Now the Broncos with a chance to go to 45 if they can put the football into the end zone here on third and goal from the 3.
And John Elway in that Denver offense, knowing the enormity of this situation as it relates to the divisional race. As we saw Kansas City knocking off Seattle on Thursday night, the win here necessary to maintain the lead in the division, regardless of how competitive this game became. You know that John Elway, the kind of guy who's been here for so long, been with this team for so long, knows that he's got to rally these troops to try and take the win.
Toughest home team in the NFL. The big priority for them, home field advantage in the playoffs. They're looking way down the road toward that. 3rd and goal at the 3. Terrell Davis mashing the middle to no avail. So the Broncos must now choose whether to kick a field goal that would leave the Ravens in range at 41-34 or to go for it on 4th down, as they have already done once in this half.
Well, why not go for it? The Ravens offense, even if they take over control of the ball, are so far away that it's almost, there's no way that they can go. I mean, they can.
Are you kidding me? What kind of a day has Testaverde had? Close to 300 yards, 4 touchdown passes.
But the offense that they run down on their own 1-yard line is so different. To be able to get it out of that end zone is so different. Right now, John Elway taking a little bit of time because he wants to make sure he's got all the information right.
Well, this is not the 2-minute warning, but the officials have ruled a timeout. We'll be back in Denver after these messages. To go from the 1, Broncos elect to go for it rather than to leave the Ravens in range. Oh, they stacked up at the goal line on a brilliant play by the Ravens defense.
Terrell Davis had some air, and nothing but a great defensive play could have stopped that. The goal of the defensive line is to cut under the offensive line. But look at this. Ed Sutter, number 54. We'll be back. Ed Sutter, Tim Gold making the hit. Is the ball over the line? It might be.
But how difficult is it for the officials not to reward that play? On 1st down, Testaverde tries to go deep. The Floyd Turner, Michael Jackson was also in the area. It'll be 2nd down 10.
And you're right. Ed Sutter, Tim Gold, Stephon Moore comes on. You're going to see him coming at the end. He'll be the one that keeps Terrell Davis out of the end zone, supposedly. But the front of that white line is over the line. That ball is right there. It has crossed the line. And Mike Shanahan visibly upset.
Furious at the official. Shanahan believes his team deserved the touchdown on the play. You could see in the replay that it appeared the ball had broken the plane, but again, how tough for the officials not to reward the brave play. And on 2nd down, the pass is dropped, intended for Turner, and that's a rare drop for Floyd Turner.
Yeah, I don't want to go so far as to say he short-armed it, but he certainly felt that there was some pressure coming in the inside.
So now Testaverde faces 3rd down 10 from inside the 1-yard line.
And as I said before, it is so hard to work from this condition down this deep in your own. You are so limited as far as how much drop you can take and also the implications.
Testaverde today, 25 of 40, 318 yards, 4 TDs. He needs a completion right now. Picked off. Tyrone Braxton. It was Jumpy Geathers. Jumpy Geathers, the free agent pickup from the Washington Redskins, was right there in front of Testaverde.
You're going to see it, Jumpy, right in the center of your screen. Boy, what a great move. He's the one that forced Testaverde to throw the ball.
Bronco pass rush, a newly discovered property this year. The big factor in the 4th quarter, along with Elway's 7 seconds to go in Denver. The Ravens still with 2 timeouts remaining. John Elway and the Broncos with the football at the Baltimore 15-yard line after Tyrone Braxton's interception was set up by the pressure on Testaverde provided by 13-year veteran Jumpy Geathers. He says he doesn't think he'll be here next year because he doesn't think there'll be room for him. But what a contribution he's making this year. It is Terrell Davis. Davis has a gain of about 4. Ravens will use a timeout. And we welcome those of you who have been watching San Francisco's come-from-behind win over the Cincinnati Bengals. Here in Denver, there was a brilliant come-from-behind effort by the Baltimore Ravens after the Broncos jumped ahead of them 14-0 very early in the 1st quarter. The Ravens eventually took the lead at 34-31, and then John Elway, with yet another fourth-quarter comeback, brought the Broncos down the field 93 yards to put them back ahead in the football game, 38-34. Moments ago, the first interception of the day against Vinny Testaverde, who has otherwise had the most brilliant day of his career. This has been some football game, Bob Golick.
And that set up here, this Testaverde dropped back, jumping gathers. The old guy making a shot, taking a shot on Vinny Testaverde, forcing the bad throw. Braxton going up and making a nice snag. But we've got to remember, before that play even took place, it was a fourth down situation on the goal line. Denver trying to go over the top. Terrell Davis with a dive over the top. Stopped by Ed Sutter, by Stephon Moore, by Tim Goad. Looked like from the replay that the ball had crossed the plane. The referees did not see it that way, and thus the Ravens had the ball on about the 6-inch line, and Vinny Testaverde started that drive, which ended so horribly for him.
You see the red asterisk next to the 4. Career-high 4 TD passes today for Testaverde in extremely difficult conditions, playing with a team that was so depleted by injury they had to go to a 3-4 defense, not their normal scheme, because of the shortage of defensive linemen. Then they lost a linebacker, inside backer Keith Goganius. But all in all, the Ravens have hung in about as well as is possible. A very gutty effort. The Broncos here in position to get the 6 and 1. Down. Ravens now with 1 timeout remaining. You see Terrell Davis protecting the football on what has been a career-high rushing output for him. Davis now over 190 yards. Ravens used their last timeout. And we welcome those of you who have been watching the Buffalo Bills in their victory over the New York Jets. That looks as though it was an exciting game at 25-22. This one could scarcely have been more exciting. Jim Lampley along with Bob Golick as we observe the 38th fourth-quarter comeback of John Elway's career.
And he keeps doing it, and he keeps doing it. But the story here, Vinny Testaverde really did a wonderful job with that Raven offense. 2 keys. Because they had the
defensive strategy for the Ravens, they came out the third quarter behind in the game, went no huddle for the entire third quarter, and put 3 TDs on the board to take the lead. Now Elway's going to score. And that is the perfect postscript for this one.
Well, they had been pounding it away with the run game. When the run game runs well, boy, he can really pull a nice play-action pass. Fakes the dive to Terrell Davis. Naked boot, takes it himself.
3 touchdown passes, all to Ed McCaffrey. Now a touchdown run for Elway. We told you about Davis with a career high in rushing. Shannon Sharp with another amazing day. 9 catches, 160-plus yards. Every great player in this game has performed at a high level, and the result is going to be another Bronco win. We welcome those of you who have been watching the Pittsburgh Steelers 23-13 win over the Houston Oilers. Our camera is focused on John Elway here, because after the Baltimore Ravens came from behind to take a 34-31 lead over Denver entering the fourth quarter, Elway has engineered 2 Denver touchdown drives to give the Broncos the win.
Nice play action. Here's John with the naked boot. Hey, and all you people out there who said, hey, he's old. He can't move anymore. He can't run anymore. John told us yesterday, I don't know what they're talking about. And he comes out and he proves it here. He is moving as well as I've seen him move in a long time.
Signed a 5-year contract in the offseason. Told us maybe only 3 more years.
Right.
Feels as though he's got a team here.
But look at that face. Look at that face.
Yep, it's as good as any he ever played on. Broncos are going to get to 6 and 1 if they hold on and win, as appears likely now. And the last 2 times they went 6 and 1 to open the season, they went to the Super Bowl in 1986 and 1989.
I knew you would come up with a fact like that, Jim.
A factoid.
A factoid. You just saw John Elway.
That's why I make the small bucks.
You just saw him with Shannon Sharp, one of his main targets today.
Elam's kickoff is going to be taken by Ray Etheridge as a tired Jermaine Lewis this time defers to him. Etheridge slips outside across the 32, about the 33. And hold on. I've more or less ceded the game to the Broncos, but there are 68 seconds left, and maybe the Ravens have a couple more miracles in them.
And remember, all you people who saw 85 and thought, that's not Etheridge. Etheridge is 86.
Eric Green
bought
his
the jersey.
That's right.
I asked Kevin Byrne from the Ravens how much, and he goes, well, they wouldn't really tell him, but he said, how many numbers to the left of the comma? They said only one, so that means anywhere from 1,000 to 9,000.
Well, that's another noteworthy element of today's game. Both new Ravens free agents, Eric Green and Bam Morris, seeing action for the first time. Testaverde throws complete down the middle to Floyd Turner. Romanowski makes yet another tackle for the Broncos. Clock will run with 57 seconds to go. Total offense in the game, 548 yards for Denver, 376 for the Ravens. They're approaching 1,000 aggregate yards. Testaverde's pass complete to Michael Jackson. He's had a big day. Tim Houck makes the stop for the Broncos.
Well, understandably, he's got to throw the short passes because they're playing him for the deep ball. But, boy, walking it down with 30 seconds left like that isn't going to get you enough quick enough.
It'll be a difficult flight back to Baltimore for the Ravens, who had as difficult a flight as is imaginable getting here from Baltimore yesterday.
Yeah, they had an emergency light going on saying that there was a fire in the landing gear, forced to emergency land in Pittsburgh. A lot of players, once they got off the plane, wouldn't get back on. Orlando Brown, one of the captains, one of the guys saying, I'm going to catch a bus. But obviously Ozzie Newsome, their vice president of football operations, talked him back into getting back on the plane and actually completing the trip.
What a weekend. 5 wide receivers for Baltimore. Testaverde under pressure once again. Alfred Williams chasing him. Then he gets away and fires it to the ground. 3rd down 10 with the football at the 47 and 17 seconds to go. Intended receiver there was Calvin Williams. We remind you of our upcoming programming on NBC tonight. Dateline following the game in the Eastern time zones. Then Third Rock from the Sun, Boston Common, and the original movie The Ring, all on NBC tonight. On the West Coast, you'll see those programs at their regularly scheduled hours. Did you notice I did that without the written copy in front of me, Bob?
You did, although in the beginning you were looking for it, but recovered well.
I gave up. And another sack for the Broncos, who lead the league in that category. Second one of the day for Alfred Williams, who brings his season total to 7.5.
That's going to be it.
Broncos are 6-1. Kansas City comes to town next week. Nothing to be ashamed of for Mark Chabrota and the Ravens, who gave it everything they had.
They had so much adversity coming into this. They had nothing to lose, and they played wonderfully. Played a great game. You got to give it to Ted Marchibroda. You got to give it to the defense for the Ravens for standing up. Granted, a lot of points scored by the Broncos, but they fought valiantly.
And are the Broncos for real? They've been doing it against a relatively soft schedule early. Lost in their battle with Kansas City in KC. And they are anxious to gain revenge here next week. They're certainly an awfully explosive ball club, Bob.
They're a very explosive ball club. And the one thing that you got to remember about this Bronco team, before the offense, you talked about John Elway. Now they have the #1 rush offense in the AFC and in the NFL coming into this game. So they have very potent offense all around.
Once again, the final score. 45-34 Broncos. Tonight after Dateline, 2 all-new must-see comedy, Third Rock from the Sun and Boston Common, plus the world premiere all-star movie event, The Ring. That's all tonight on NBC. For the fabulous Bobby G, Bob Golick, I'm Jim Lafley saying so long from Denver. This has been a presentation of the National Football League on NBC.